Brandon, another big championship fight week for Jackson Wink. Just tell me about this one. Like you were just mentioning, it's exciting to be with a fighter like this.
Yeah, Ray's young. This is a big moment for him. This is a big event, so it's always exciting for me to be with a young fighter on the cusp of greatness. So just told him, just enjoy every part of this process, and I think he's doing such a good job. He's taking it all in stride. He's focused for sure. He's determined, and I know he's going to bring another belt back home on Saturday night.
Yeah, and you mentioned that focus. I mean, there was a little bit on and off about this fight. They were talking about TJ Dillashaw, all that stuff, and it came together maybe a little bit late. What was just his mental state like going through all that?
Oh, he focused. He saw the goal, and no matter when this fight took place, he knew he's the guy to beat Demetrius. And we knew we had no power over the situation. We just stayed ready, stayed focused, and kept building towards this goal. And the whole time we were training before the fight was announced, it was always with Demetrius in mind. So yeah. Ray's the guy. He has all the tools. I think he's a bad style matchup for Demetrius. I know a lot of people have said that, but I think Ray has all of the tools to come out victorious on Saturday.
Yeah, there's always that thing with there's a long-time champion and the young fighter. They say, I've been watching them. Cody Garbrandt said it about Dominic Cruz, all that kind of thing. When was the first time he really hinted to you, I want a title shot, because obviously that's every fighter's goal, but I'm the guy to do this.
Since I met him, I knew that his goal was to beat Demetrius, not only to be UFC champion, but to be the one to dethrone the great. I think that has equal stake for him. Demetrius has been champ since Ray was in high school. And a lot of these great champions look unbeatable. We were able to put a game plan against the unbeatable Ronda Rousey. Cody did it against Dominic, and I think there's a long history of those great champs. The time's going to come.
Yeah. Is this a little bit more of a challenging one though? Because you mentioned Ronda Rousey. I think there was she won in so many quick dominant fights. There was things that you didn't really know about her. Demetrius, I think he's had 4 hours of cage time now. We've kind of seen a lot of what he has to offer. So what do you really think is the keys to taking this guy out without giving away the game plan? Obviously.
I have a lot of respect for Demetrius. Obviously he's been such a great champion, and he's shown so many different facets of his game against so many different types of style. He has a very high fighter IQ. He has all the physical gifts, amazing cardio, and he can fight at any range and any level. So he's a brilliant fighter. He comes from a great team, but I do think when those 4 hours of cage time, he's showing obviously flaws, and those are the things that we're going to try to exploit. But not just looking at DJ's weaknesses, but Ray's strengths. A lot of it's just been building upon what Ray's already really good at, and he just turned 24. He's really coming into his own as a fighter, and I think all of these the right parts are coming in at the right time.
And he told us at the media day a couple weeks ago in Vegas that he's going to end his career in this fight. Has he been saying this throughout camp? Is he not just looking to win this fight, but really take Demetrius out of there?
I'm sure Demetrius will continue to fight after this, but I think the statement he's trying to make is that he doesn't want Demetrius to ever be the same, whether it's losing his belt or showing the weaknesses or coming out of there, with some scars.
Yeah, and one more thing, Donald Cerrone seems like he got a fight announced today. Darren Till said he's the best striker in the division, and then they give him Donald Cerrone. So what do you just make of that matchup, initial impressions? I know it's really early still.
A lot of respect to Cowboy. It's a big fight. It's high risk against a kind of relatively unknown fighter. But Till's undefeated, strong, powerful southpaw. He's been doing great in the UFC, but Cowboy's on another level, and I think we get to show the young buck that there's levels to this game.
Yeah, and this is fight 36 in UFC WEC. He's never fought outside of the US or Canada in any of those stretch. How are you going to deal with taking him overseas? No RV, none of that
no
long
RV,
flight?
No motorcycles, no boat and wakeboards, but he'll be ready. Cowboy's always game. And when he was young and a Thai boxer, he traveled all over Europe, all over Asia. So yeah, outside of UFC and WC, he hasn't traveled much, but it's in him.
Yeah,
he's a rambler. Cowboy's a rambler, so he'll be ready whether it's Poland or Vegas or wherever we go.
Is that the next big one for you after this, or what's your
Lando? Yeah, Bobby Green. So on 216. So we're just staying moving. We're moving. We're grooving. We're trying to build these young champs. So that's my job.